One more question, just specific to oil and perhaps to oil and gas, including Mr. Kindred here. What happens? What happens to the state of Alaska, Governor Walker, if we're not able to continue operation of the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline?
Well, you know, it does generate about 90% of our revenue, or it did, before the drop in price of oil. So about 70% of our revenue would go away in the state of Alaska. And that would, you know, sitting next to some of the most prolific oil in areas in the state, it would be absolutely devastating, and it would be unprecedented. It would be unprecedented as a country that any state would have that kind of a financial impact to us, not because of lack of resources, but lack of access to resources. You know, everybody in Alaska is an environmentalist of some point. We wouldn't live there. It's the most beautiful state, as you well know. We don't want to do it to the detriment of the environment. But there's also, an economic climate that we need to be mindful of. That our rural Alaska areas, they have every right to education, every right to have a flush toilet and electricity, and we can't do that without developing our resources. So what it would do, to answer specifically your question, it would shut down Alaska. It would turn Alaska into something that we have not seen since prior to statehood. And what a shame that would be because of not a lack of resource, lack of access to the resource. That's unacceptable, and that will not happen during this administration.
Well, I thank you for your leadership on that. And, we just, not more than a couple months ago, had an opportunity to weigh in on a measure that would effectively lift sanctions on Iran to allow Iran to put their oil out on the world market, and yet we will deny it from U.S. soil, from Alaska. It just seems incredible to even think about that.